tired building tracks along the ground like this, like a basic engineer with no sense of style. Wired? Building elevated tracks. Boy, I wish a train had come along at that exact moment. The timing would have been perfect. Dzień dobry, everyone. Welcome to the Game Grid, and welcome to another completely unscripted Satisfactory tutorial. Today, I'm showing you how to make elevated train rails. Specifically this kind. Because this was a little more of like build in place kind of thing. Okay, over to the blueprint builder. By the way, pro tip, build poles around it. That way you can just hover anywhere. Okay, so simple start point. You need pillars if you want to make it look good, but other than that, you basically just need the basic train stuff. So do it like that. And it's really, you can just like build in any direction you want, however you want to look. The thing that matters more is the distance between the rails. So let's get some rails. Here we are. You want, what's the gap? Yeah, one full foundation between them. Now, if you try to build it like this, you run into the issue of needing the minimum distance. So we'll just put out temporaries. Like this, like that. Grab. Okay, so you want to start it like right on this middle line, and then it says you want 1.5 foundations as the minimum, but in some directions it just won't cooperate. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. You just want like this super basic thing, and then you can get rid of these supports. And you've got the very basic level. And then it's good to put a block signal on each. And then I like to decorate them with these not street lanterns, the light things that... I don't know why I have it set to pirate language, I really don't. And then for power through, like this, like that. Connect through on both. It's a little finicky sometimes. And just like that, you've got the very top module. Now, if you want to make a pillar be a little taller, you can do it like that. And then just slap this guy on top. And you've immediately got a very basic thing. You can also stack them up a little. Hypertube. Right, I had the thingies right there. Partially overlapping Blueprint Designer. Yeah. The streetlights don't like to be extending out of there. Whereas the block signals, they can stick out. Yeah, we just go like, I think like that's enough. Make sure you got it aligned. And boom, you have a pillar. And you can just keep extending them. Well, once this kind of like the tallest module that will fit in here. Because any taller and you're outside bounds. So how do you make them taller like that over there? Like those over there. Wow, whoa. What is going on with my hands? That's called floating points errors, kids. So how do you actually use these elevated pillars, you might ask? Well, it's rather quite simple. Now, your unit of measurement is a hypertube, because as you can see, these things are perfect lengths for having a hypertube run through. Oh yeah, Fixma stuff. I'll make a video on that later. But yeah, you take a tube, extend out. 50 is the max length, so come back a few units. Then wherever that cursor is, get a footing. Hit H to lock the hologram, and then just see how it sort of aligns. We'll rotate a little that way, like this, like that, and you've got position. So now, you put this on top, align it thusly, and then you get rid of those bits. And just like that, you have a taller pillar. You can make them as tall as you want within reason. Then for connecting, power cord to power cord, and you got lights. And then the rails, you can either do this, or if you want a smoother look, you connect in. Well, first of all, you make sure the length is going to be okay before you delete these. And you go like that. And then the last part, if you're actually hypertubing these two, looks better if you do noodle mode, or limp as it's called in Pirate. And just like that, you've extended your rail line. Was that floating? Oh, that must have been the construction animation. And then you just keep doing that as far as you want to. And if you want to elevate it, it's also quite simple. You'll put point out here. Alignment looks good. Now you could also just put the blueprint directly in place, but if you do it this way, the footing actually goes into the ground, it looks nicer. So you just like, within reason, put them up. Align. Get rid of those. And then, with this kind of thing, you always gotta do the height alignment test, make sure the track is gonna... See, right there. Fleet rail be angled too steep. But if you connect it this way, then it's fine. Don't exactly know the exact number of units that is like the limit up and down. This isn't that kind of tutorial channel, I'm literally just making up as I go. But do it like that. Ah! Sometimes you get that. Sometimes you have to undelete. Yeah, that's why I usually try to have them be no more than like 40-ish hypertube units apart. And then you just, never mind the Fixmas present exploding up there. You just go up here, and also never mind about it clipping into itself. Connect power cord to connect the lights, and boom, elevated. And I'm pretty sure they're still trying to fix that about the gas cloud still being there even though the art rocks are actually gone. Did this hurt you? Apparently not. So you may be wondering how to do like junctions and this sort of thing. Well, it's actually not that difficult. First of all, you want to, like, the point that you want to make the thing at. And of course, you can't do it too close in a shifter. And this is actually a 12-segment roundabout, kind of a custom in-place design. But yeah, what you want to do is extend the rail around. You don't worry about too steep. You want to be wary of is bent too sharply. That's just bending more. Okay, so like there, I suppose. That's too close to the shifter. So approximately here looks like a good location. We'll just put a foot in. Now we know where we're doing, get rid of those temporaries, and then, what is that encroaching? That? Excuse me? That's too tall. There we go. But yeah, like I've got different holograms for things like a crossover, which I need to build one over there, or that one's exit tall, or this one is one rail stacked on another. Anyway, we'll just get rid of that little bit. Grab, 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 I say. Yeah, functionally this is perfectly fine, but aesthetically, if you want to make it look nice, you can just do some other stuff. And now comes the fun part. Too sharp. Still too sharp? Really? That one over there worked just fine. Son of a YouTube. Alright. We'll just do an intermediary rail instead. Which in some contexts might actually be a good idea. In fact, that is perfectly flat. It doesn't have to be, as long as it connects, it'll work just fine, but for comparison, we'll do one where it's not perfectly flat. Yeah, you got this weird little gap bit here, also the trail, this will work just whatever. Now we've got warning thingies. No exit signal, that's normal, it has to like... Just extend that way, whatever, temporary. Now you work. Why don't you work? Different entry signal types. And this is why that little bit there with X1 was a good idea. Path signals. Also it plays on the side based on which side of the joint your cursor is on. You have no idea how long it took me to figure that out. You just do it like that. The rule is path signals on entry, block signals on exit. I did not mean to pull that up. If there was a thing right here, like there would be an exit signal I could place, but it's just gonna be like here. And that's sort of how you junctionize. There's better tutorial channels than me out there, but yeah. Maybe later on I will show things about how to do this kind of station. Yeah, storage containers down here, very good to have coming off of those, and then it just like, oh, really, we are still unloading Fixmas crap. I'll probably show off this thing later on too. But yeah, so this was my completely unscripted, completely lousy, yet still hopefully watchable tutorial for doing elevated train tracks in Satisfactory. So if you like my weird way of doing tutorials, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So until next time, till next time, I suppose? Oh, I just remembered another thing from my last tutorial. This is the hypertube spiralizer that I eventually came up with. Much more compact design, and it actually works really, really well. And launches pretty darn hard. So until next time, don't derail, I guess? That's a fender bender.